Firstly, it's an archetype that we can all recognize. We've all watched films, we've all seen maybe Batman, right? The villains, the bad guys, that's the shadow. It shows up in dreams, dark figures in dreams, in our imaginations, dark spirits. But if you want to be technical, the shadow is the unconscious patterns and qualities that we reject in ourselves. This is something we have to do. It's not a mistake. You're not wrong for doing it. It's very practical. So the shadow is everything about ourselves that we don't like. That's it in a nutshell. But not only that, things we're unconscious of. Because by virtue of us not liking them, we don't think about them, we push them away. If they come up in disagreements, we say, that's not me. We might even say, that's you. You're the one doing that. You're the one being pushy. You're the one being selfish. You're the one being lazy. So it's not only the bad parts, right? But it's also everything that hangs off of those as well. So that's another really key thing to bear in mind in shadow work, because let's say you're being selfish. That's bad, right? Is it? Okay. Is there a good side to that as well? Mm-hmm. Everything has a dark side, right? So everything has a light side as well. It's not about being selfish per se. It's about what else that means. If we don't want to be seen as selfish, then we might struggle to practice legitimate self-care. And that's absolutely vital. And so, right, we end up serving everyone else, like people-pleasing. It's one of the most common ways it shows up. The person who wants to identify as helpful and being very people-pleasing doesn't want to be seen as selfish. But the great irony is that when that's pushed too far, and the only tool they have to turn up to any situation is, I'm going to please everyone, what happens? It becomes completely selfish, right? It becomes its opposite. So by engaging the other side, not only are they confronting that shadow, that dark, selfish side, which they don't want to be, that maybe they are being unconsciously, because they don't want to look at it, and so it's just kind of having its way. It's imposing itself on the ego, on the conscious mind, forcing itself to the surface, and they're not seeing it. And so by confronting that, they can actually then also practice legitimate self-care.